Now he's going to make it go live otherwise. All right. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Zavvi. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
We're going live a little bit early. Tonight's tasting of Monk's Road from Log Still Distillery. We are going to share to all the groups. So what I did was
You are going to share.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now. Still not up in the groups, but we'll see. Here we go. As it shows up. There we are. Perfect. So let me share this real quick for the next couple minutes. Share to a group. All right. It's all set up this time again. Don't have to share there. Yep. Welcome. Hey, you should do some. I am Tiny. This is Roxy, and we will start at 9:00 with the tasting live, the whiskey live tasting of Monk's Road from Log Still Distillery. Hang in while I share the live tasting with all
Log
the
Still
groups.
is a beautiful distillery in Danville, Kentucky. They have an amphitheater with concerts. You can find that on their website.
Yeah, you'll hear all about that. We got this covered tonight.
Yep.
This is fun. I'm glad they finally fixed this on Facebook. I'm going to get kicked off in a second.
You probably will.
Because I'm sharing to too many groups. But, you know, hey, this will start right at 9:00. And we've got some information, and we should be able to have a pretty good time if you have a bottle of.
It says Monk's Road, rocking the shirt. Yeah, so you're rocking the shirt.
Yep.
I don't have a Monk's Road shirt.
I got a Log Still.
I have a Log Still hat.
I got the Log Still hat too, but it's all backwards.
It's always on backwards, so unless you're behind Tiny, you don't get to see that.
All right.
He's the backwards hat guy.
Yeah, I am the backwards hat. Probably going to get kicked out of like 50 groups tonight, but hey, I know which ones to do it for. We're pretty close to the end.
I feel like I'm that guy in the shirt commercial that's got his shirt like all, the neck of his shirt's all stretched out.
Right.
And he looks all sloppy and he doesn't get the date. Do I get a date? Because my shirt's all leaped up and
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but
look at my shirt.
I'm trying to save so we can get the
4-foot wide neck. This shirt
trying
would
to
fit.
get these. I'm trying to get to this. There's
I'm trying to make ridiculous conversation for all
keep
our
making
YouTube
ridiculous
viewers,
conversation.
look at this stupid shirt. It's like this way, that way.
We're almost to finished.
I'm the sloppy, wrinkly shirt guy.
We are
podcast.
Yeah, but just go over for all the.
Wait, on this side. Look at it's hanging down. Look.
It's like give you some time to look at yourself on the what you call it, huh? I probably should have done that one. They're gonna kick me out, but hey.
Boot it again.
They're letting me share it to all of them, so I'm happy. We're almost there, folks.
Compulsive about the collar of this shirt.
We are there. We have shared to the groups. It is 8:59. We're almost ready to start.
Look at that. June 10th and 11th. Dan Crossing is the first ever barbecue bourbon contest. We will be there.
Yes, and I bet you my guess is that's Randy posting that, and even though we can't see who it is.
Come on, Jeff, let's get going. Yeah, because that's.
Yep, we are ready to go. Tonight we are tasting Monk's Road from Log Still. Now, I've got a little bit of background towards it. On the Log Still Distillery, Wally, Lynn, and Charlie Dant down there do a wonderful job. They are getting closer and closer, and as our Facebook user, who I believe is Randy, said, is the June 9th, 10th.
Why is he anonymous?
Because when you share,
it's Tim Dant.
Oh, it's Tim.
Hi,
there we go. Yeah, if you're posting comments on Facebook, put your name because some of the way that we shared it we could see the users' names, but other ways that we share to all the different groups, we can't see the users' names. So good to see you, Tim.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hi, Tim.
we're gonna be down there for the barbecue. We can't wait to get down there.
Can't come soon enough.
All right. It all started with a log still. Their humble beginnings trace back to the 1836 when their forefather used an old hollowed out popular log to fashion a still. Kentucky bourbon has flowed through their family's veins ever since. Today, they pay homage to their family legacy with Dant Crossing, a 300-acre destination in Gethsemane, Kentucky that is anchored by Log Still Distillery, home to their Monks Road premium bourbon and gins. Dant Crossing is just an hour away from Lexington and Louisville and just over 2 hours from Nashville, spearheaded by J.W. Wally Dant III and cousins Lynn and Charles. Family is at the heart of everything they do.
That's nice.
Log Still is a sponsor of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, so
Thank you very much.
Yes, we really appreciate it, but we've spent a lot of time, down at the distillery and watching what's been happening. And there's
always growing and expanding.
Ton of stuff happening.
Yeah, they have places you can stay, a lake house, and a little bed and breakfast, which is quaint and lovely. And although this is a bourbon podcast, our son, who fancies gin, thought that the Monks Road gin was outstanding. So if you like gin.
So let's get right to it. The Monks Road brand, which is the first release by them. This is barrel 23, pretty much batch 23. This is bottle 5. This bottle is 6 years old. It is 100 proof. It was we picked this up when we went down in last March.
Yep.
It was $79.99 at the gift shop. But one of the nice things is this is not going to be a neck pour. This has been opened, and we should get right to it. You want to?
Am I reading?
Give a little.
All right. So Monks Road 5th District Series Bourbon. With the Monks Road 5th District Series, we tip our hat to the historic tax district of Central Kentucky. Our first release is a 6-year single-barrel bourbon that pays homage to Cold Spring Distillery, a historic distillery founded in the 1800s on land where we are currently located in the southern Nelson County, Kentucky. Bold and brash right out of the gate with a twinge of clove, nutmeg, and allspice, it follows with hints of coconut, apple, vanilla, and caramel, and a firm mouthful of considerable maturity.
I mean, that color is caramel. Wouldn't you say? It's just pure caramel.
And the color of the spice, the cinnamon and the allspice.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. So welcome to Whiskey Live. We do this every second and fourth Friday of the month. Now, coming up, we're going to be on vacation. We haven't decided whether we're going to actually do it from vacation. We don't have a lot of good votes we're supposed to be on vacation, but you never know. We might make the 2 weeks from Friday, coming up. But
that means I decide whether we podcast on vacation or not.
Yes, it did. And I mean, if I was deciding,
a nice way of saying
if
that.
I was deciding, we would be doing the Whiskey Live.
I said, honey, it's vacation. Maybe we should actually take a vacation.
And I thought that we'd buy a whiskey down there and then we'd Whiskey Live it from Florida.
It could happen. Yeah. It might happen from the beach. You never know. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you never know.
Somehow I figure that I'm going to lose that vote when it comes right down to it.
You know me so well, dear.
I bet I do.
So, our rating system here on Whiskey Live, we can have up to 6, 7 people here. We can
Mhm.
have guests.
But everybody bailed out on us tonight
Well, it's
for
not
one
a
reason
bit.
or
Well,
another.
it just didn't. You know,
we got other plans.
people-
We're seeing a concert. We're in.
different
Yep.
state. You know, it's
Mhm.
like but
You know
but
who you are.
but you got two Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You got Roxy
The best Scotchy Bourbon.
and myself, Tiny. Yes, I wouldn't argue with that at all. You're the one I love, dear.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
So, with that, our rating system is based off of a nose, a taste, a body, and a finish.
Mhm.
Each for the Whiskey Live, each has 25 in the category. Now, some people have asked, how do I keep track of everything that I taste? Well, there's 2 ways. One, when I'm tasting, especially like on the Whiskey Live, I have this little tasting.
Oh, that's
That's the
blank
wrong way.
page.
This tasting notebook gives me a chart and everything. So all of them are in there. But then what I like to do is once I've done that, I revisit it and I add it into my whiskey app. I have an app which allows me, and it is called Whiskey Log.
Mhm.
You can download that and put all the whiskeys in, and then you have all your tastings right there. Usually got a picture. You can put your own picture in. Sometimes the whiskeys are logged and they're already in there because it's part of a popular, but you can add your own in. Kind of a cool thing, Whiskey Log. Get that off the App Store. Now, I think we're getting ready here to get going.
Okay. Are we already going?
Well, I mean, as far as the tasting.
Yeah, I know.
We've already done 2 readings. We'll finish up the other reading in a little bit. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's give it a nose. Now, when you're tasting in one of our Scotchy Bourbon Boy Glencairns, you can see the logo, courtesy there of Martin Duffy, who is actually in Columbus, Ohio today, doing the Columbus, Ohio distillery tour, as he put it. But the greatest thing about tasting in one of these Glencairns is this is the ultimate whiskey tasting glass. One, it's got the base at the bottom. When you're holding it, you're not holding it on the whiskey, making the whiskey warm. So you're not warming it up with your hands. You're drinking it at the room temperature that you were supposed to drink it at. 2, when you hold it up to the light, holding it that way, you pick up that caramel color. You can take a look at it. But the third thing is if you put this...
Mine was too full.
I know,
Couldn't do it.
so I got this little log still, wee Glencairn,
It's a wee Glencairn,
which is a good thing for, if you're just trying to taste in the evening and
I don't
you're
know
not
who you poured this for. Like,
yeah, I know
3
exactly
people.
who I poured that for. What you could do, let's move this over here. Let's see if we can get this. What do we got? Oh, let's take down the comment there, right? Show hi. Okay. Nope, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are there.
Yeah.
So,
well, regardless,
you can roll it
like
along the bar. It actually rolls on its side, and when you pick it up, then you've got it, and you can watch it come back down in, and the streams back into the glass are called legs. And in this case, it sticks, and you're just waiting for those legs to kind of
nice long legs
pop. There they are.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives you the viscosity of the fatty acids the protein acids that are in the bourbon that hold and clings to the glass. So that gives you a pre to your mouthfeel. So let's give this a nose. But the great part about a Glencairn also is it's a teardrop shape. So it takes all the aromas from the bottom, which is out, and it condenses it into one area. So I always like when I put my nose at the bottom of the glass, and I take that first, and I get a fruity apple, green, like a green apple.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you take it from the bottom of the glass,
it smells like a kiwi to me,
and go to the top, you could get a little bit of
more of the oak when you do that. Actually, get a little oak,
a little floral, a little earthy tone.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely some caramel sweetness on the nose.
I get more like a caramel cashew. Not so much caramel. Like there's a little nut cashew kind of added
It's a
in.
sweeter nut.
Well, but it's
like a hazelnut.
Right, but it's not a sweet caramel. If you have a hazelnut or a cashew or a macadamia, that basically takes the caramel and makes it less caramely and more nutty. But that apple, I get a ton of that apple. It's definitely. And then you have a dominant nostril. It's not the same every time, but tonight my left nostril would be the dominant one.
And mine would be the right.
Yeah, my right's getting nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's where I get more of that.
I get the nutty oaky.
Oak.
I get a little bit of oak.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
all right, let's taste this. Holy guacamole. 100 proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a lot sweeter.
It goes down like 100 proof, but it's sweet for 100 proof.
It's sweet, sugary.
Mm-hmm.
I get like an apple honey.
A lot of honey. Mm-hmm.
I get that green apple still throughout the whole thing. That's actually, compared to the last time we tasted this, there's a lot more sweetness. Yeah. Just a lot more sweetness.
Get more of those baking spices. More of what they were talking about, the allspice, the cinnamon.
Oh, all right. Let's try it again. I get a little bit of the spice and the cinnamon, but not where you normally get it. Way in the back.
Mm-hmm. More in the...
Know what this is like? When you make a cinnamon apple brown sugar, like you take the apple and you bake it,
butter in it, and like you put a baked cinnamon apple with a little.
That's what that's like.
Nutmeg and spice on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is like a hot apple dessert.
Yeah, I mean not with ice. There's no ice cream.
And I'm quite surprised because I wasn't super fond of this the first time I tasted it,
but that's one cool thing about bourbons.
This is actually
quite good.
Enjoyable. Mm-hmm.
I agree. All right, I'm trying to see what the finish is. I want to say the finish is cinnamon. Like if you sprinkled cinnamon on a board, an oak plank, and you just basically press that against the back of your throat, that's kind of, there's a little bit of heat there.
Yeah, it's
there's
a
heat.
Nice,
and there's a nice
it's kind
hug.
Of dry. It's a little dry finish, more.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a dry wine type finish to it.
Oh, pear.
Yep.
It's pear, cinnamon and pear.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does exactly like all of a sudden it was pear, right?
I do pick up the apricot type.
Excuse me.
If you wait a little, if you give it a little time, you get some of that apricot taste.
All right. So let's see. What is anybody else? If you're drinking along, why don't you tell us what you're drinking along with us tonight? Because it's always good to tell us. And before we get into the final thing, you can hand me that there.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready to
So the cool thing, we've been down to the Log Still Distillery, and what they've got down there at Dant Crossing, which is right there, the whole campus, we've been watching it get built, but it's timeless hospitality that stirs the spirit. Dant Crossing is a one-of-a-kind destination of unforgettable wedding, memorable corporate events, day trips, and weekend getaways. The pastoral campus is anchored by the Log Still Distillery and includes the amphitheater that seats 2,000 and a 12-acre lake for fishing and unique lodging options. creating an immersive experience that's rooted in the community and culture of our little slice of Kentucky. More attractions will open soon at Dant Crossing, including our 21,000 square foot distillery, which will have the capacity to produce 15,000 barrels of spirits each year, a network of wooded walking trails, fully functional private train depot, farm to table restaurant, and the Legacy Premier wedding and event venue. Whether you're looking to host an event, book a stay, or reserve a tasting, we're ready to welcome you. Learn more at dantcrossing.com.
I'm super excited about the train depot.
Well, that would be cool. I mean, they're going to have it so that you can go and you can pull up in the train.
Mm-hmm.
You can have dinner and then stay the night on the train and then go back at the next day.
What could be more romantic than that?
Yeah, just parked right outside of there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, they could have like train robberies and they could have all that kind of stuff to keep it exciting down there. I mean, they could get creative with that. Where they built this in Gethsemane is on the original distillery land.
Mm-hmm.
They sold the rights to the distillery, but they did not sell the land. So when they started redoing the distillery and the actual distillery is down by the railroad crossing, they were using parts and pieces to mix in with the actual distillery. So it was really cool to see what they were going about and what they were doing and what they could restore and whatnot. That was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, it will not disappoint.
And this year, the amphitheater was going last year.
Mm-hmm.
They had their tasting room open. We got to see that open up. They had a small pot still running in there, but that distillery is going to it's got to be getting close. I mean, they were moving fast. And the last time we were there was in September. Yep. So can't wait to get down there in June or before that if we get down there again. So we saw Wally and Lynn at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Yep. Charlie, you can't get any more of a nicer set of people. I mean, the dance are just so kind of, they get family, they get friendship, they get hospitality. They're just down home people wanting to distill what their families started in the 1700s.
Yeah. So Tim chimed in. He says 120-foot water tower was built by William Washington Dant after Prohibition. So.
Yeah, and that water tower was one of the first things that they restored and got back into shape. Yep. That's when you come in to see the distillery. What's really cool is as you're driving in, you can't miss that water tower.
No.
It's similar to like the same thing with Buffalo Trace.
I think one of the things that really makes distillery tours interesting is to learn about all the history around Prohibition, before that, after that, how the distilleries stayed going, all of their ancestors, and all the interesting things they did. Well, it's just
the monks down the street. This is named on the road that what does a monk stay in? It's
the
not
monastery.
Wherever monks stay. I'm not up on that, and I probably heard it a ton of times. There's that, and they make I believe fruitcakes. They make fantastic fruitcakes and sell them online, and everybody in the area loves their fruitcakes. There's no doubt about it.
Get a fruitcake.
But this is named, Monk's Road is named after the monkery.
That's not what it's called. I know. Promise you.
It's not. Isn't it the distill? They distill at the distillery and they monk at the monkery.
Oh my God.
Okay. I'm sure somewhere in there you can find it, but I'm not going to be able to.
Maybe
also,
it says it on the back of the bottle.
Also, they have Rattle and Snap going to be coming up soon, so that's kind of exciting. Hopefully that happens, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be pretty good. That one I've been waiting for a while.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of nice flavors lingering because I haven't had a sip in a while.
Vanilla.
Yep, lots of vanilla on the finish. It's sweeter on the finish, that's for sure.
Vanilla, pear, oak. Yeah, it's a complex finish.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rate this.
Okay.
God, it's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's delicious.
Yes, that's what Tim said. Solid caramel color, nose, and taste. So 6-year was the sweet spot.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I would say I would agree too. But like I said, it's picked up a ton of flavor. You know,
Mhm.
just from when the last time. You know, it's not like it was bad the last time, but this time
Oh no.
we are getting into a higher. And that's one thing. Just when you buy bourbons, and if you open them up and you leave them 3/4 full, half full,
Mhm.
and you let them sit for a while, most bourbons
Mhm.
get better.
They do.
It's like I practice what I preach lately is that when I get a new bottle, usually it's opened up. I might not even sip off of it, but I open it up right away. I've got a couple just that I purchased recently, Buzzard's Roost, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And they're sitting there waiting to be tasted, but they have been opened because I really believe opening them
That's
is
been
awesome.
tasted a few times.
Yeah, it has. It's damn good. It was good even with it right away. So I just can't wait till the next one. All right. So are you ready to do
I'm
this?
ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. The nose. Do you want to go first on this?
Sure.
When I open up my mouth, I get a ton of caramel on the nose.
Yeah, the nose. It's very sweet. It's pretty straight. It's a pretty straightforward nose. So a straightforward nose, I would give it a 19.
She gives it a 19.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit more complicated to me than
I need to leave some room to move up for some other things.
I would say it's a 20, in my opinion.
It's not that much of a difference. 1 point.
I didn't say. I said it was complicated.
Okay, complicate away. 20.
Next is the body. So I usually give the body is nice in the Glencairn. It has, I mean, it's
got some long legs.
And it also starts from the top of the ring instead of in the middle.
All
and
the way up
just
to here
sticks.
and goes all the way down.
Right. So that I give a 12.5, you know, the most you can get for what it's doing in the glass. And now
12.5.
that's the glass part of the body.
Oh, the glass part of the body. Okay. The halvesies.
Have to say, it even touches the cheeks.
Yeah.
It's probably
a pretty big body.
Yeah. For especially 100 proof, it's not it's drinking like a body of like a barrel.
Some nice
I'm going to give the body a 23.
A nice tingle on the tongue, and
I give the body a 23. I think it's a big body.
And I'm going to give it a 21.
All right. All right.
There's the backest part of my palate. It doesn't reach, but it stays in the cheeks and then on the sides of the tongue.
Okay. So what about the taste? You're on. I did the body. I'll finish with the
taste. I really like the taste. I like all of the interesting, complex flavors that we tasted at the apples, the cinnamon, the
caramel,
sweetness, the caramel, the apricot,
the honey,
all that good stuff, and that honey, the cinnamon,
apple cinnamon kind of thing that's going on.
Surprisingly, I would have to give the taste a little higher score, so I'll give that a 23.
I'm gonna agree with you.
I think that's the strong point for me, is the taste.
I can't say the body and the taste. I'm going to give the taste a 23 also. I really enjoy it. I think there's a lot of tastes that are going on.
Yeah.
Initially on this bottle, when we first opened it, there's a lot of stuff that is there now that wasn't there.
I would agree.
There's like it was more of a caramely cashew kind of just, that's it. But
with a little kick, yeah.
But the pear and the vanilla on the finish.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going with the finish, I'm going to give it a 23 also. And yeah.
Yeah, I would agree because the finish is long enough that you know, after 3-4 minutes, I still have that some of that sweet oak on the finish, and the nice hug is still going. So yeah, I'll give it a 23.
All right.
I'd say the body and the finish and the taste are all about equally as delicious.
So you're looking at 60, 79.
I'm 1 point less than you.
80. No.
Nope.
You're 86. I'm 89. You're 3 points.
3 points less than you.
23. Yep, 3 points. You're an 86.
Okay, that's good.
So that puts it an 88, 87, 87.5 is what we come up with, right?
But I would also say that this bourbon isn't like too sweet. Like, so it's not like a Woodford Double Oak that's like crazy sweet. You get enough of the spice in this that,
yeah,
for someone that likes, you know, a little spicier, a little more of a kick, but likes a little bit of sweetness, it would certainly satisfy that.
Yeah, it's got a lot going. I mean, I think your standard whiskey lover with that 100 proof, it's got a pop that whiskey lovers have. But if you're a guy who likes to sip whiskey or whatever,
it's gone.
It's
uh-oh. Finished off, Joe. Wee Glencairn.
Yeah, it can't waste this stuff.
No.
All right, so everybody remember, I'm Tiny, and this is Roxy. I am a certified executive bourbon steward through Moonshine University. Anybody ever interested in corporate tastings or personal tastings, we do live and online.
Yes, we have a massive library of bourbons to choose from.
Right, for the tastings. There's no doubt about it. www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Check us out. The Whiskey Lives there, our bios, all the different Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We podcast bi-weekly. Check that out, please. And also, we're on all major podcast formats, but then we are also on Facebook, a Facebook group, Facebook page. Join our group, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, get in on all the meetings and everything happening. Lots of information there. We're also on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. But no matter what, remember, good bourbon equals good times, good fun, and go out there.
You forgot one thing.
What? Did I have a good time?
Did you forget? You forgot that we're going to have a barrel pick soon.
Oh.
How can you forget that?
Well, I haven't. It's just so far away. I haven't.
Not that far away.
Yeah, on June 9th, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are going down to the Jim Beam Distillery. We are going to be picking with Sandy No and Carrie Sullivan from the Barrel Room. Check out the Barrel Room. That's our next meeting, August 22nd, Friday, August 22nd. We are there. Everybody's invited. Ohio Liquor, OHLQ, will be there, and Dimmick, to answer any questions that you want about OHLQ. I think with the addition to who we had there, I think with having Ann there at Ohio Liquor, Ohio Liquor is moving in the right direction. And but our barrel pick of Knob Creek, once we do that on June 9th, it should be available sometime this summer. So
if you're interested, because we're going to be pre-selling those.
The
bottles.
pre-sale will happen after the pick. And I think they're going to go quick because I know a lot of people who are already
going quick.
Yeah, they're going quick. So
maybe there'll be one for us.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, so.
Good bourbon equals
good times and good friends and good night, and go out and live your life dangerously. And little Steve-O is going to take us out. Uh-oh.
There he is.
There you go.
show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.